Too much of outburst of your emotions should be controlled, and you should keep in the center. But that does not mean that you should be unemotional. We are at one extreme in India, that's why I'm stressing it too much, that we are too much attached to things, which we should not be, to our family, everyone. We should not be attached to that extent that we do not even care for our self-realization. I have seen people who come with their children here and they say, Mother, first cure our child. But what's the use? See, I cured the child. What about you getting the realization, which is the important thing? For them, the most I can do for them is to cure their children, that they don't care even for their self-realization. Now this left side problem, as I was telling you, is accentuated by in a very subtle way, like as if they are gods. For example, I don't know in Delhi, but in Bombay there are many women who get Devi into them, like they are maid servants, or somebody who washes the clothes or something like that. She gets the Devi in her. Then she goes on hoo like that, and people fall at her feet. Now this is nothing but a possession. It's a possession. It's a regular possession. Devi, how can you bear the Devi like that when you do not know even how to bear your life? Devi doesn't enter into such wretched women who are good for nothing. They have no holiness in them. How can Devi enter into them? But people think that if the Devi has come in them, it's very great, and they fall at her feet. The DIG in Bombay has told me that in the villages, this left side working is getting stronger and stronger. And there are many people who are killed like that. There was regular cases going on. There were lots of them, but one of them was brought to my notice. And then with Sahajayoga, we could find out the culprit. These forces work out on people who have weak minds, in the sense that who are very very emotional. On the left hand side, also right hand side there are problems, but left hand side absent. So one should not be hard, like a hard-boiled egg, but one should not be in such a way that you can be influenced by these negative forces of the left hand side. Now we can see in the West, in the beginning, they were very hard-headed people, had no attachment. Even today, you won't believe that in England, every day, 2 children are killed by their parents. Can you believe it? Regular children, there's nothing wrong with them, are killed by parents every day, 2 children in England. This is the statistics of England. So you can imagine what must be of America. So they think they are detached. They don't mind even killing their parents or killing their children. This is going to the other extreme of the thing is, and that is the right hand side, which I'll tell you later. So first of all, understand that emotions are to be guided by your wisdom. Any emotion that has no wisdom is useless. Actually, emotions are nothing but expression of your love. And if the love is not collective, it has no meaning. For example, love is like a sap which rises in the tree. It goes to the flower, it goes to the leaves, it goes everywhere. And when it reaches a point where it is just stagnated, say example in one flower, the whole tree will die and the whole flower will die. In the same way, when we get ourselves completely involved into our family, into our only children, and think of nobody else, we do the same thing to our love. We get stagnated. Our children may exploit it and may become very bad children. They may take it for granted. They may become so horrid that they might be criminals. They can be very spoiled children, good for nothing, and they may not be able to do anything in life. You have seen many children of very fond parents are spoiled like that, and they are sometimes all their lives are dependent and are parasites. Left-handed people are mostly parasitic by nature. They are very parasitic. We start the parasitic by, say, we ask somebody to look after. Especially in India, I think is a very common thing. We depend on somebody. We have to depend on our parents for love, affection, and also for support and money. And the parents go out of their way to help the children because their parents are there. That we have to do. But that doesn't mean we should exploit them. Exploitation of such things can cause left-hand problem. Because gradually what will happen, that your own right-hand side will be absolutely underdeveloped, which is the willpower, will be absolutely underdeveloped, and you'll be good for nothing. So we have to understand that left-handed side has one beginning, ends up into many things. And the worst of all is what we call the epilepsy part, or you can say the lunacy part, or when we say a person has gone gaga. These things can come in, so be careful about it and don't go into too many indulgences on this. But especially with gurus, you may not like, but I have to tell you that most of these gurus who are selling religion, who are selling their methods, are attacking most of them left-hand side. There are some who are attacking also right-hand side. What they do is to give you a mantra. For example, somebody gives you a mantra of, say, Shiva. Now, one does not know whether the mantra is to be said or not, where it is to be said, why Shiva's mantra is to be given, in what chakra it is there, for what it is to be used. They just give you all the name of Shiva. Now, Shiva is the highest state, you know that. And you cannot take the name of God just like that. Supposing you have to go and see somebody here, somebody, an ordinary person, even if you have to see somebody like a minister or someone, which is nothing compared to God, or even a prime minister is nothing compared to God, you have to take help from so many people. There's a protocol, you have to take permission, then you go there. But for God, everybody is there, just calling Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Is he your servant? The way you order him about, you look after my job, you look after this, you do this. Every time you will take his name and say, do this and do that. This way when you start working, your left side starts breaking out. Now this is so common to give a name. Even people come and ask me, Mother, give us a name. What name? You see, the Kundalini rises according to its own condition. Supposing your Kundalini has stopped at the Nabhi chakra, then we have to take the name at the Nabhi chakra, isn't it? But supposing the Kundalini is stopping at Nabhi chakra and you are taking the name at Agya chakra, what's the use? Because your Agya chakra has nothing to do. Moreover, the person who is raising the Kundalini has to be authorized. He should be able to raise the Kundalini with enlightened mantra. The mantra is not enlightened. Any Dick, Tom and Harry is taking God's name. You have to enlighten your mantra. And how do you enlighten it? By becoming yourself, by becoming your Atma. When the Atma's light falls in you, or you emit Atma's light, when these vibrations start flowing through you, when you get your Atma Sakshatkar, then alone you can raise the Kundalini, because then alone your mantras are enlightened. Anybody who thinks that his mantras are alright, is taking this mantra and that mantra, he should know that he is spoiling that particular chakra. Supposing you are taking Shiva's mantra, you will be amazed, you will be catching at the heart where he is. If you are taking Krishna's mantra, you will be amazed, you will be spoiling your Krishna's place. It is such a dangerous thing to do. For example, I would say, now this is an instrument I don't know how to handle. Now I tell you, I do not know whether I have to speak from here or from there. I don't know even if it is for speaking or not. Supposing I use this for hammering, what will happen to this? I have to know everything, isn't it? I have to know the whole science. I have to know where the Kundalini is, how it is rising. The difference between other yogis and Sahajogis is this, that Sahajogis know how to handle the situation. They know how to raise the Kundalini. They know how to put it up, and they know what is the problem of others. This is the only difference between ordinary yogis and Sahajogis. Because the yogis that are in this world actually are very few. Those are of very great heights also do not want to come on this earth. They say, let us remain somewhere hidden. We do not want to talk to people because they will not understand us, they crucify us. I have known many of them like that. They just don't want to come. The real people are not willing to come down because they have to tell the truth, and you are not going to listen to truth. You have crucified people, those who told you the truth. You like people who will pamper your ego, oh, you are a very nice man. But a person who says the truth, nobody has liked so far. How have you treated other people? You know that. I need not tell you. But you dare not treat me that way, because I know how to handle the situation. It's a very different situation today. Even Christ could have finished the whole world. Could have finished the whole world. But why he did not? Because that drama was to be played. He just played the drama. Nobody can touch a person who is above everything. But you try to do that, you will be harmed. And you will know that the harming will come to you in a way that your Kundalini won't rise. Nothing is going to happen to Kundalini. So, with this thing, we should come to the point that the left side persons are mostly people who live in artificialities, in the sense that they live with artificial thoughts. They will be thinking in their head about the Aga Khan's palace. Living in a hut, they'll be thinking about Aga Khan's palace. That, oh, I'm sitting in Aga Khan's palace, this happened, that happened, sort of thing. Not of the future, that I have to live, but just I'm living there, it's a very nice place, I'm just there, sort of thing. This is what is the problem with us, that we do not want to face reality. To face reality, one has to know that it is the most beautiful. It is the thing that we are seeking in life. Once you have the reality, you will be so amazed at yourself that all this beauty and all this wealth is within me, and oh Lord, I was aware, is the source of complete joy which you have to achieve, which you have to receive. That's all within you. You don't have to run here and run. You don't have to do anything of this kind, which is like, as I told you, going to the collective subconscious. Now in this one, you know that in our country we have many people who try tantrikas and who go to other people like that. These are all, as I have told you, are all nothing but Smashana Vidya, Preta Vidya or Bhuta Vidya. But in that also, what do we see is that, what about my father, what about my mother, what about my job and all. Now these people, they may tell you something. Because these people have empowered some of the spirits. I am giving you all the details so that you should know all about it. They have empowered some spirits. They have some spirits in their hands by which they know many things. For example, they will also tell you what was your father's name. Maybe they might also tell you why you have come there, with whom you have come, your name. They will do lots of things like that. But don't run after those things. It is not important. Why should God tell you what was your father's name or what was your name? It's a simple thing. I mean, God is not going to tell you these things. What God is going to give you is the Parama, is the eternal. He is not going to tell you all these things. Then also they can even tell you the name of the horse which is going to come in the races. They might tell you what is the number for other things that you do, I don't know, some sort of what you call matkas and all that. All this nonsense is God going to do for you? What are you going to reduce God into this nonsense? But many people, indulge. That's the sign of superficiality. They have no depth. They have no depth, and they indulge into such horrible things and go and ask people such questions that what is going to happen. To me also they are. They have asked me horse's number. They have asked me all sorts of things. It's most amazing, and to such an extent that countries like America and Russia are indulging it. You'll be amazed they are indulging it. If I tell them, they won't listen, but it's a fact. They are all indulging into you under the name of ESP. Once came to me, and I should say 3 of them, they are scientists or something, I don't remember their name. But there was one Patanjali Shastri, Patanjali, who was the editor. It's one of the magazines, and also is working in Times of India, I don't know. He is a Vartahari. He brought them. But he didn't come himself because he knew I wouldn't like it. And they came to me and they said, Mother, we want to fly in the air. We want to leave our body and become astral. I said, why? We are all going to the moon. I want to do it. So, Mother, we must have this astral body. We want to go to the astral body. Some or other help us get this astral body thing. I said, what do you want? It is a work of a dead spirit. A dead spirit will come into you and give you this astral body formation. Now, do you want some dead body to overpower you? Do you want that? You will be losing your freedom, which you think is the highest thing, and you will be losing that freedom. Yes, still we will have it. I said, why? He said, because Russians are doing it. I said, really? I didn't know that Russians are doing it. They said, no, we must outwit them. I said, if they are doing wrong, don't go into it. I told them very frankly, but I don't know. They don't want to listen to me. This is it. We must know that when the body, you see, many people have this experience of leaving the body. That is the experience of a spirit coming. That's not a very good experience. But what amazed me the most in this incident was this Patanjali himself was to do this. To leave his body, his wife was very much worried and this and that. And she came to me and she said, Mother, somehow or other save this husband of mine. I'm worried about him, this is happening. Because she knew it was wrong. And it took 3 months to cure that man. That fellow should send these people to get bhoots into them. And when they give you initiation, they initiate a bhoot into you. Believe. All these absurd things are done by such developed countries like America and Russia and all. What is going to happen to them? They will be in the cult of Satans. They will be empowered by satanic forces. How am I to tell them that don't indulge into all these things? And we are the great generators of these horrible tantrikas. We are exporting them. We are sending them abroad. And here also I find everywhere in every corner such tantrikas are sitting. Now we have here some people who came to me after they had these experiences of tantrikas. Their families are ruined, they are absolutely finished, they are good for nothing, and they have lost their jobs, everything is finished and tantrika is still flowering. Because for them, those who come, they will exploit, again they will have another person. That's why I want to warn you not to indulge into such things which are wrong, which are left-sided. Now the worst thing that we do very easily is to get into left-hand side is to drink. Now I don't say you don't drink just now because half of you may drink. But you get your realization and then you cannot drink even if you want. Drinking, drugging, all those things take you to the left. What happened in England? Why people started drinking? It is not because of cold so much I drink. But why today? If you go in England, you will be surprised, half of the people are drunk in the pubs. Why it has happened there is this, because they had ego-oriented life, right-handed. Too much ego they developed such a lot of ego that they wanted to run away from their ego. So they didn't know what to do, so their children ran away from the houses, they took to drug. So that they run away from reality, that is ego for them, they see the ego, the horrid they are, the way they are oppressing others. So they want to get out of it, and that's why they are taking drugs. Now in India, our young people, you see, they want to be westernized, sophisticated. Not understanding why they are drinking, they are just drinking because they are just taking drugs because others are drinking. Because they are hippies, they think we should be hippies so that we'll be very sophisticated. This is a wrong idea. They are doing it out of search, with intensity. They are really searching people, very deeply searching. And they give up drinks and drugs just like that. I have thousands of people in England itself who have given up everything just like that, overnight. Overnight they have given up everything. But Indians are different. Though they realize realization very fast, and they are very good at realization. They lose it also very fast. The reason is because you do not know your value as yet. I've been telling since yesterday that you are Indians, you are great souls to be born. Gregor himself says so, that you are the people who are highest in spirituality. But what's the use of telling you when you don't want to believe me? It is like sometimes a is told that you are the king. So he can't believe it. Even if you put him on the throne, he'll be getting up every time. He won't believe because he is too begging. Even if you glue him down there, if anybody is passing by, say, give me 5 rupees. This is the way we are. We are great, no doubt. There's nothing that you can be confused about. You are great people. But we are so habituated. We have been so much put down because of 300 years of our slavery. Then, you see, we thought we have lost faith in ourselves. We think we are poor people. I mean, what is poverty after all? What is their affluence? Is nothing but plastic. Now after oil, this thing you will know who is poor and who is rich. Are they, how they are going to exist? You see, morning till evening, what are they going to do? You see, even they cannot calculate 2 plus 2. For that also they have to use a calculator. How are they going to exist? Their brains are out, their bodies are out, they can't walk for 10 minutes, they get exhausted. Thank God that we are not that rich. Thank God for that. That kind of an affluence has ruined them completely. Of course, I don't say that we should be beggars. But think that God has saved us from many problems because we have got limited resources. We have lived with maryadas. If we did not have maryadas, we would have been drinking. We would have been drinking like them, drugging, smoking, spoiling our children. The children would have been running away. Wives would be running away. Husbands would be running away. There would have been no society. Thank God that this limited amount that we get has delimited us. And we have not crossed those things that they have crossed, those barriers. They are so foolish and so stupid and so idiotic. You may call me that I am criticizing them, but if you go and see for yourself, nothing but laughing, that's the way you can live there. There are funny things which I don't know how to tell because there are small younger people also. But when you go there, you will be amazed how the people are there. We are much more wise. But in one thing, we are lacking behind. That is, that young people are really seeking. They are not fashionable about it. We are fashionable about seeking. That's also. I would say, especially in England, I think the young people of England are really wonderful things. They are the best young people you could think of. I mean, if you see the quantity of them, it is much more. Of course, we have very good seekers in other ways. Also, the quantity of very deep seekers are English people. And young people, they are very different from the English people we knew, just the opposite of that. And this is something, such a remarkable thing, that tomorrow they might come here to teach you who is and what is our shakti. This is where we are today. We have no depth of any kind left in us because all of us are destroyed. We have no significance in life. We think we are useless, we are so confused about it. So again, I would request you to see to it that you do not unnecessarily put yourself down and think that you are aparthis or this thing. You are very much parthis. Some of you do not get realization. First, there is something wrong with your chakras, wrong somewhere, which I am telling you tomorrow. Very clearly, I will be talking. Any gentleman who doesn't want to face the truth need not come. But you can stop me for talking. That's one thing for definite. Those who want to face the truth without feeling bad about it, come down here. I would also request you, if possible, we have a book very well written by Nirmala, which is what I have told them just printing charges we have put online. That is, print charges a very big book. It costs you about 50 rupees or something like that. Just the printing, because I said no profit is to be made. I'm very particular on that point. Extremely particular. That's how it's just the printing charges that you should take after this program or before this program and go through it and see for yourself how the seeking works out. Now we have here today this program, and tomorrow again I'm going to speak to you about other two channels. But you know that these things take time. First of all, tomorrow I'll be speaking about Ganesh Chakra and I'll speak about the right hand side channel, which can be. With this channel, you develop the balloon of psyche, which is called as mana. So when we say that mere man ne ye kaha, you should know that it may be somebody else coming in. So in our country, you see, there's a regular thing, there is a man puchata se dur hat ja. We want to guard ourselves against the mana dictation. We do not allow ourselves to drift into that mana state. But if you start drifting into mana now, he is bringing tea, what's there to see? This is what we are so frivolous. If somebody is bringing the tea, a little child coming in, we must see. Everything we must record. Are we here sitting as Sarva Lokiteshwara, that sitting, everything must be washed, anything. You see on the way when people go, I've seen in India especially, all the advertisements must be there. If one is missing, they'll stop the car and take it. What's the use of all this avidya being collected? So I'm saying it's a very serious thing. It's a very serious thing and is evaluate yourself. I'm speaking before you because diamonds which are chiseled. I know you are. But if your attention is in the dust, what am I to do? Your attention has it. That's all. Then I'll manage it. I'll manage. You will be surprised that how much powers are there behind you. And all that is you. I'm going to tell you each and everything, Guptatara Guptatam. Everything that is not so far revealed to you will be revealed. Only thing is, keep yourself in the center. Today, please go and buy some photographs. I don't know if they are selling the photographs. They are simple things. You just buy them and then meditate this evening. Again, tomorrow you come and we are going to again have a meditation thing. The more you expose to it, the better it will be. Go deeper into it, deeper into it. And then you will know what all these great saints and prophets have said, all the scriptures that have described, that to know yourself is the aim of it. May God bless.
But we have seen you, we are seeing you face to face, but you said we purchase your photo, so in what respect your photo is going to help us?
Now, photo is a very authentic thing. You see, so far all the murtis and everything are not so authentic. Because there is vibrations passing through me, I discovered to my great amazement and joy that my photo has the same vibration. So if you use the photograph, you can work it out. If you don't want to use the photograph, it doesn't work out in the beginning. To begin with, there is an alamban of my photograph. But why should you have objection to my photograph if you can have me there? Why can't you have my photograph? Supposing you have anybody's photograph. See, you will have even Indira Gandhi's photograph, you will have everybody's photograph. Why not mine? What's such an objectionable thing about it? I don't understand. It emits good vibrations. See, this is the trouble. You will have everybody's photograph. All kinds of nonsensical people you will have photographs.
You got your vibration right now?
Right now, but when you will work on the photograph, it will deeper. See, because photograph will remain with you, you just try what I am telling you. You just try what I am telling you. You see, by that I am not going to gain anything again. You see, you are used to a shopping spirit. You always do something as if you are shopping. Here you are not shopping. You are taking. I am giving. You are not giving me anything you cannot give. I am at a point where you cannot give me. So you take it. And how to take it is very embarrassing, but I have to tell you how to take it. I'll have to also tell it how to sit before me. What to do? You are such small children, you don't know. Maybe by certain things you may spoil your vibrations. You must know how to respect your mother. If you do not know, all of them are within me, all these great saints are sitting, they will not like it, you see. So I have to tell you even that. Today only I was telling, it's very embarrassing life that I have to tell everything to them. Somebody I went to, they wanted to give me water, you see, they gave me in a plastic glass. I said, it's all right. If they give me in plastic glass, but it's not all right otherwise. You must understand. This is not the way to give water to your mother, who is a divine person. You need not, I am not saying anything, but with respect. You just get some dirty glass and give it to mother, is not the way it is to be done. You see, you must understand, after all, you come from a country which has sanskaras, which knows what is a puja, what is a holy person is, and everything is. And then when you know that, you should understand that this is very important for that, whatever is needed to be done. If you have a photograph of a wrong person, your house will be ruined. Even diamond, you have seen it happens. If you have the photograph of a holy person, everything will be all right. It is for your good. I am not going to gain anything out of it. And photograph is not that expensive that you should think about. First we start just on. It's the minimum price, I think 1 rupee. If you can afford it, I will be happy. Thank you.